Yeah, well, I mean, again, the old ABCs, the ABCs of the conventional world of selling is all ABC always be closing. You got to be a steamroller. And what I've tried to do is look at the social science to identify the new ABCs, which are attunement, buoyancy, and clarity. And attunement is, exactly as you say, perspective taking, is the ability to see the world from someone else's perspective. That is, it's very, if you don't have a steamroller, and it's very hard to steamroller people these days because people have lots of choices, ample information. So you can't always be closing people into into convincing them. So what you have to do is understand things a little bit more, much more from their perspective. And that's the ability that social scientists call, maybe not that creatively, perspective taking. And it turns out that there's some research that's quite fascinating that shows that when people have power, they actually are less likely, less adept at taking other people's perspectives. And so one of the techniques, drawing from the social science of how to take other people's perspective better, is when you enter a transaction, enter any kind of situation, let's say that you're a boss, is trying to persuade another person, is actually to sort of imagine yourself as the less powerful person in the transaction. And there's a lot of evidence that shows that people who don't have a lot of power are much better at taking other people's perspective, which makes sense because if you don't have power, if you can't lord over people, you have to understand where other people are coming from in order to survive. And so people with power could take a big lesson from that. And what you mentioned earlier, Andy, leadership, this inability, the difficulty with perspective taking is, I think, one reason why a lot of leaders fail, why they lose good talent, is that they've accumulated power in their leadership role, but that has impaired their ability to see the world from other people's perspective, which actually is a significant detriment in trying to lead others. So attunement is about perspective taking, but perspective taking often is about reducing your own power. It's a paradox. And if you look at the literature on persuading people, influencing people, it's awash in various kinds of paradoxes. And one of them is this, that the way to increase your efficacy and your power is actually to reduce your power.